Hello all, this is Justin Barrett. You probably know me as Nowhere Brain. Um, this is the first video in the new tutorial series I'm kind of calling currently Modeling Masters, I guess, or something like that. Anyway, if that's not what it's called, don't poke your fingers at me, but do make fun of me as much as possible. Anyway, and this one, obviously, what we're going to start doing is we're going to start modeling a female head, so I don't want to waste too much time. Time is money, and if you paid for this, then it's your money. So go ahead and create a cube. I'm going to center it on X and Y. I'm not really too worried about Z. I'm really not worried about Y either, but it's just for good measure for me. Convert it to an editable mesh by right-clicking on it. If you select face, select that should be the face on X, green, X, yep. So just remember that green equals X, blue equals Y, as long as you're in the world coordinate system. Let's go ahead and put that on 0. You can minimize this. And what we're going to do is we're going to mirror it. Let's click on mirror. We're going to close this because I don't need that at the moment. And then we're going to be like, hey, I have an idea. Let's try something. So undo, undo. There we go. Go out of edit mode. Let's add a layer of SDS and right click on it. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's flatten the history because this is going to actually cut out a few steps that I do anyway. So just do a sweep right on this positive Y lower faces right here. That's going to kind of become our jaw. No kind of to it. I'm going to start making this into our jaw. So what I want to do here is I basically want to just kind of rough the head in this video. Let's go to the right. Select these. Let's go back to the front. I just kind of want to rough the head and get kind of a basic head shape. And you notice I'm only doing one side of the head at the moment. That's because I'm weird. No, there's a reason for that. We're going to delete this and mirror it. So go ahead and go to backside. Use your lasso select, and faces is fine. Go ahead and select all those and just kill them, which is my hotkey for delete over here is V. So let's go to perspective and see how that's looking. Not bad. Not real too good. Not good. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to front side. My hotkey is Control or Shift F, and Vertex Mode. My hotkey is 1, and pick and move or grab and move, whatever you want to call it. My hotkey is Control T. Anyway, let's go ahead and just pull these around because that jaw is a little bit stuck back there, and the front of the face is also not looking too good. And I'm actually going to kind of leave that one there for the moment. And overall, I think that's a pretty good start for the head. So let's go ahead and go back into perspective, and I'm going to select this loop. My hotkey is 4, but you can just click on select loops, and go ahead and hit mirror. Then you'll have your mirrored head. And yeah, it looks like it needs some love. No big deal. We're going to get to that. I'm going to try and add loop right across the front. And no, it doesn't work. If you look in the back, see how it's kind of doing this funny stuff back here. And by the way, I just let it stay highlighted, and I'm using my middle mouse button to just kind of rotate around my selected object, and that kind of keeps it highlighted like that. It won't commit you to it though. You just let go and say, just move it around. So we're going to use the draw tool, poly draw. Control D is my hotkey, and I'm going to add a loop all the way around the side right here, all the way to the back of the noggin. Okay, let's go ahead and look at that from the right. And go to Vertex Mode, kind of tweak and move a little bit. Actually, I'm going to pull this in a little bit as it's somewhat becoming apparent. I like to use my right side to control the profile of my model quite a bit. Okay, so you can see this is generally going to be our eye region. And it looks a little bit low, so let me grab these faces. Whoops. That's good. And I'm just going to move it up a little bit, right about there. And that looks okay to me. So I want to add, let's see, I want to add another division that's going to kind of give a little bit more shape to our jaw. So just go ahead and go to Control D and just try and split it straight across, but it's going to do funny things. Just like that. We can just grab these faces now. By select that lower face, you just use grow. My hotkey is plus, and it converts it, to vertexes. And if you want to convert those vertexes to faces, you don't go to convert. There you go. Just in case you didn't know that, I'm just going to pull that around like that and kind of twist it. pull it forward a little bit and say that looks a little bit more like a head to me. So let's go to the front, because as you can see, it doesn't look much like a head. So I went to edges. My hotkey is 2. Grab and move, Control T. I'm just going to pull these in a little bit, kind of give it a little bit more shape. And there's not a whole lot more shape we can add to it without a bit more geometry. So let's go over to perspective just to look at it. Yeah, we're not going to get a whole lot out of that. So let's go back to the right, and I want to add another division. Kind of, whoops, not there, on the edge. There we go. And this is just going to add more definition to our jaw, head, whatever. And as you can see, I'm doing funny things now. And when I first started out making these loops and stuff, I really, well, right now I'm tweaking, just so you know, but I really don't have much of a plan as far as what am I going to do with this triangle. I don't really worry about that because it's pretty easy to get rid of. What I do worry about is where I'm putting my loops or rings in this case. For those of you that don't know, most of you do, but this is a loop of edges basically consist, or loops basically consist of edges. Rings consist of edges but can't consist of faces. You know, for instance, this would be a ring going around this way. That's a ring, just in case you don't know. It's also, if it was faces, it's a band. Let me use faces to illustrate. That's a band of polygons. If you're just looking at the edges that kind of encompass the face right here, that's a loop. Don't worry about the polygons. So that might help you understand a little bit, and it might not. And there's a lot of you out there going, yeah, really, you're a genius. Nobody knew that. Well, some people don't. So anyway, let's go ahead and get rid of this quad, or triangle, excuse me. I'm going to make it a quad. I'm just going to do that, and it gives us a 5-pointed polygon. I'm not worried about it right now. So grab that edge and kill it. V, remember, is my hotkey. In nowhere brain terms, kill means delete, just so you know. So I'm kind of trying to get a little bit of a loop also running back to the back of the head. As a matter of fact, I'm going to actually start taking it down in the back, and I'm probably getting a little bit ahead of myself, which I do a lot of times, but you know, I'll show you how to work around it. I'm mostly, like I said before, I'm really concerned with where these loops are going. Okay, as you can see, you've got this odd scenario where you have 1, 2, 3, 4 faces, which isn't bad, actually. 1, 2, 3, except for a band, it's not what we want. We actually want to create this to have it's kind of hard. Let me show you. Blah, blah, blah. Let me just show you. Bam. I want it to look like this. Okay, so let me grab this edge and delete it. And I'll grab these and weld them. N is my hotkey for weld. And if you don't know where the weld tool is, it's right here, weld elements. You can also find it down here. This is pretty much, I'm sorry, down here. These are all by your editing modifying tools. If you didn't watch the introductory video, you need to go back and watch it. It's freely downloadable on the site. So anyway, now you can see we've got a good band here. And this is going to help us to start forming our ear later. So it's not helping us much right now, but later it will. Let's go ahead and let's look at it again from the front, because I'm not really too keen on the way some of this is looking. You're going to end up doing a lot of tweaking. 90% of what we're going to be doing is shape. That's what most of this stuff is about, shaping your model. Pull that back a little bit. And there's some things you shouldn't shape, like in certain viewports. Obviously, like I do the profile generally from the right, which you can do it from the left. It doesn't really matter. But like for instance, I just moved this up in the front viewport. I don't want to move it, you know, up or down. Now that I know I've got it lined up to where I want it. The other ones, on the other hand, I don't want to move either actually. But I can kind of move them around like so. This one, go to the front. I can see it needs to come out a little bit. Maybe the one under it can go in. Since it's not going to affect the profile from the right, say, they should generally look about the same as what they were. This you can't even